Let's talk about Ghost of Yotei. There's a lot to talk about with this game. We're going to get into the sales numbers a little bit because the media is trying to claim that this game is a runaway success, and I don't think it is. In fact, according to some recent reports that I'm going to go over with you here, the game is selling 40% less than its original. So I wouldn't exactly call that a massive win. However, I also am not going to call it a massive L because the game is still selling, I think, fine for Sony. The game's budget is nowhere near a lot of other games. In fact, I read it was made for around $60 million, which really, honestly, isn't that bad. So I think the budget is manageable. I'm here to tell you the game is probably going to turn a profit. However, that profit could have been a hell of a lot bigger had Sucker Punch not tried to go out of their way to appease the same people that shit on them in the first game. I remember all of the crazy nonsense that surrounded that first game, and it was only coming from game journalists. They shit all over that game. You know why they shit all over it? Because a bunch of white dudes at Sucker Punch made a game using Japanese culture. So all of these white games media people lost their mind, hated on the game, and brought a bunch of nonsense to Sony's doorstep that, honestly, most people ignored and didn't give a shit about. Nobody cared other than games journalists. In fact, Japan loved the game. And they liked this one too, actually. Selling well there. Ghost of Yotei is reportedly set to become one of the best-selling 2025 games in Japan. That's a pretty cool headline, right? It's selling like hotcakes. Apparently, it's doing really well in Japan. And I'm not surprised by that. They loved the first game, though that got buried in a lot of the narrative that people use when they were saying that the game is hijacking Japanese culture and white people shouldn't make that game. They, of course, always overlooked the fact that Japan loved the game. The only Asian people that were hating on the game, actually, were the ones that lived in the United States of America, which I found pretty comical. Japanese people over in Japan, though, they loved it. They don't care about that kind of shit over there. They do care about it here, though, in the United States of America. And like I said, I find it funny that they're not hating on it this time, probably because they got that Antifa-loving woman, that radical activist to play the main character. That was some points right there for them in the game journalist mind. And then the fact that, I'm just going to say it, that they made the protagonist a woman in general, raises it up for game journalists. The fact that it's not a man is a plus for them. And anybody that's been following games media knows that that's something that they are going to automatically give it points for. I'm also going to say that the game is likely good. If you enjoyed the first game, you'll probably like this one. I, however, am passing on the game. I don't want to play it. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the crazy people that work on a lot of these games. I'm tired of the people that just go out of their way to hurt their own products because they want to own a bunch of people politically. I feel like Sucker Punch decided that they were going to try to make the people that hated on them and sabotaged them happy compared to the people that, embraced them and defended them, which I think is stupid. But here's the thing with Japan. Out of PlayStation 5, right, there's apparently 80.3 consoles shipped last month. 7 million. That's the number that's in Japan. Handheld gaming is kind of where it's at over in Japan. The Switch is big over there. Consoles, big, bulky consoles, just haven't been doing that well over there anymore. It's all about handheld gaming with Japan. At least the last time I looked into their gaming scene, like they're not really buying PlayStations or Xboxes. They're buying Switches and they like mobile phones. That's kind of where Japan has been at for a minute. So, yeah, sure, it's doing well over there, but, I mean, that's not the headline, I think, that is really going to save it. I think it's cool that Japan likes the game, though. But it's not the happy story that they're trying to sell. It's selling like hotcakes. I'm sure it is, but it's selling well in a very small pool of people. So the real question is, how is it doing in the West? And we have some numbers that we can talk about. We can look at the UK charts. That's all there is. There are no American charts anymore. And according to VGC, Video Games Chronicle, it's topping the charts. After just 1 week at the top of the UK physical charts, EA Sports FC 26 drops the title to Ghost of Yotei. But here it is, and this is where they bury it. Physical sales of Sucker Punch's latest are reportedly 40% down on Ghost of Tsushima. So it's down compared to what the original did. Now, honestly, for a sequel, and a sequel that's got a bunch of controversy surrounding it, I think that that's pretty good. It's not doing as good as I thought it would, though. I thought it would at least be somewhat on par with the original, because the original was very well received. However, this one's not going over so well. And, you know, maybe that controversy that came from one of the lead artists, this person right here, remember this person who was mocking Charlie Kirk, took the studio a couple of days to even acknowledge that this happened. Now, they fired this woman, and even she admits that it's just, you know, it's doing okay, but I think this game could have been bigger than it is. I think this controversy did hit. I think the controversy did hit it and hurt it. However, it was never going to be enough to really hurt it and hold it back. But Grums dropped this. The Ghost of Yotei dev says all the joy has been sucked out of her life. Good. You doubled down on your hate and celebration of Charlie Kirk's death and continue to promote political violence in your screen name. You said you would do it again. Well, Asmongold says he will be ready with another video when you do. And that's funny. He did say that. He talked about it. I don't know if it was, I just see his clips. So I don't watch Twitch. I think he's on Kick now, so maybe I'll consider watching him over there. But I usually just watch Asmongold clips. And he talked about how he was going to call the next job she gets and let people know about her crazy shit. He says, as it turns out, my joke didn't make the game do any worse. I don't know about that. My firing didn't make the game do any better, though. So really, the only thing that the harassment campaign succeeded in was sucking all the joy out of my life. So I guess that's a W. I take that as a W. You're a piece of garbage. You are garbage. A garbage person. And just the fact that this person isn't working in any video game company right now is a W to me. This person's nuts. Took joy in seeing someone get their life taken away from them. I think that that's absolutely a nasty trait. And these kinds of people fill the entertainment industry, and I'm sick of it, as most people are. But even this person is confirming that the game is just doing okay. The controversy didn't really hurt it, but it didn't help it either. And I would argue, I think it did get hurt a little bit. The fact that it's 40% down kind of says a lot of people skipped it. However, it wasn't enough to really impact it. I think this game is going to end up turning a profit. And that, to be honest, is largely due to the fact that they did not go crazy with the budget on this game. So there'll probably be a third one. Maybe I'll come back for the third one. This one I'm skipping. And the main reason, number one, I'm just tired of these crazy people that work in the video game industry. And I don't like that voice actor that they used. I mean, they used her as the model in the game. I just don't really want to look at that woman's face. I don't like her. I think she's a terrible person, just like this person. And I just want nothing to do with it. I'm just turned off to it. Now, maybe my mind will change over time, but as of right now, I'm playing Final Fantasy Tactics and Super Mario Galaxy. And I just don't have a lot of time right now. It's going to take me a while to just get through those, and that's fine with me. I also have my backlog that I've been going through. I'm passing on it, and, you know, I'm not the only one. Down 40%, I would say 20% of that number is at least probably because of Charlie Kirk and the dev that mocked him and all just the crazy shit surrounding the game. I think that's some of that number. The other 20% is just people that didn't give a shit about the game and don't want to play it. Don't like the direction that it went in. That's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I don't know. You tell me in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.